Hello, welcome back to English Talk, the home of natural, everyday English.
Hi, everyone. We're excited to have you learning with us today.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jack. Together, we'll help you speak English clearly, confidently, and naturally.
If you enjoy this lesson, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us out.
Yes, thank you so much for your support. So, Emily, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was wonderful. I went hiking with some friends. The weather was perfect.
That sounds amazing. My weekend was pretty relaxing. I stayed home, watched some movies, and caught up on sleep.
That's a good weekend, too. And actually, Jack, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
That's right, everyone. Today we're learning how to talk about your weekend in English.
This is one of the most common conversations you'll have. At work, at school, with friends, people always ask about your weekend.
And if you can talk about your weekend naturally, you sound more fluent and confident.
Exactly. So let's dive in and learn how to do this like a native speaker.
Let's go.
Okay, Jack, let's start with the most basic question. What do people usually ask?
The most common question is, how was your weekend?
Perfect. And how do we answer? What are some simple responses?
Well, the easiest answers are short and positive. You can say, it was good, or it was great, or it was nice.
Right. Those are perfect for casual conversations. But sometimes people want more details, so you can add a little bit more.
For example, it was really good. I spent time with my family.
Or, it was great. I went to the beach.
Exactly. You give a short answer first, then add one detail. Now, Emily, what if your weekend wasn't so great?
Good question. You can be honest, but we usually stay positive. You might say, it was okay, or it was pretty quiet.
Or if it was busy, you can say, it was busy but good.
Right. Even if you were tired, you focus on the positive part. For example, it was exhausting, but I got a lot done.
That's the key. Always end with something positive. Now, let's talk about follow-up questions.
Yes. After someone answers, we usually ask, what did you do?
This is where the conversation really starts. You share your activities.
For example, if someone asks me, what did you do this weekend? I might say, on Saturday I went shopping, and on Sunday I visited my parents.
Notice she used the past tense. I went. I visited. That's super important.
Exactly. We're talking about something that already happened, so we always use past tense.
Let me give you more examples. I watched a movie. I cooked dinner. I met my friends. I cleaned my apartment.
All past tense. Watched, cooked, met, cleaned. We'll talk more about this later.
Okay, so we know the basic question, how was your weekend? And the basic answer, it was good. I did this and that.
Right. But let's make it more interesting. Let's talk about different types of weekends.
Great idea, because not every weekend is the same, right?
Exactly. Some weekends are busy, some are relaxing, some are adventurous, and some are boring.
Yes, let's be honest. Not every weekend is exciting.
Okay, let's start with a busy weekend. Jack, have you ever had a really busy weekend?
Oh, yes, many times. Last month, I had the busiest weekend ever.
Tell me about it. What happened?
Okay, so on Saturday morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. because I had to help my friend move to a new apartment.
Oh, wow. Moving is hard work.
It really is. We carried boxes and furniture for about 4 hours. I was so tired.
What did you do after that?
After that, I went home, took a quick shower, and then I had to go to a birthday party.
On the same day? That is busy.
I know. The party was fun, but I was exhausted. I got home around midnight.
And what about Sunday?
Sunday was just as busy. I had to do laundry, clean my place, grocery shopping, and I also had a work deadline, so I worked for a few hours.
Wow. So when someone asks, how was your weekend? What would you say?
I'd say it was really busy. I helped a friend move, went to a party, and caught up on some work. I'm actually more tired now than I was on Friday.
I totally understand that feeling. Okay, now let's talk about the opposite, a relaxing weekend.
Ah, yes, my favorite kind. Emily, tell us about a relaxing weekend.
Okay, so 2 weekends ago, I had the most peaceful weekend. I needed a break from everything.
What did you do?
On Saturday morning, I slept in until 10 a.m., which is very late for me.
That's the best feeling, isn't it?
It really is. Then I made myself a big breakfast. Pancakes, fresh fruit, and coffee. I sat by the window and just enjoyed the morning.
That sounds so peaceful. What about the afternoon?
I read a book on my couch. I didn't check my phone. I didn't watch TV. Just read for hours.
Wow, that's true relaxation. And Sunday?
Sunday, I did a yoga class in the morning. Then I took a long walk in the park. In the evening, I cooked a nice dinner and watched a feel-good movie.
So if someone asks about your weekend, you'd say...
I'd say it was so relaxing. I really needed some time to recharge. I read, did yoga, and just took it easy.
Perfect. Now let's talk about an adventurous weekend, something exciting.
Ooh, I love adventurous weekends. Okay, imagine this. Last summer, my friends and I went on a road trip.
A road trip? Where did you go?
We drove to the mountains, about 3 hours away. We left Friday night and came back Sunday evening.
That sounds fun. What did you do there?
On Saturday, we went hiking. The trail was difficult, but the view at the top was breathtaking. We took so many photos.
I bet they were beautiful. Did you camp?
Yes, we set up our tents near a lake. At night, we made a campfire, roasted marshmallows, and told stories.
That sounds like a movie.
It was amazing. On Sunday morning, we went kayaking on the lake. I'd never done that before, so it was a bit scary, but super fun.
Wow. So your answer would be...
My weekend was incredible. I went on a road trip with friends. We hiked in the mountains, camped by a lake, and even tried kayaking. I'm already planning the next trip.
That's the kind of weekend people love to hear about. Now, let's be real for a moment. What about a boring weekend?
Oh, yes. We all have those too. Sometimes you just don't do anything special.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. 2 weeks ago, my weekend was super boring.
What happened? Or I should say, what didn't happen?
Right. So Saturday, I woke up, had breakfast, and then I just watched TV all day. I didn't even change out of my pajamas.
We've all been there.
Sunday was similar. I did some laundry, ordered food delivery, and watched more TV. That's it.
So how would you answer the "how was your weekend" question?
I'd probably say it was pretty quiet. I just stayed home and relaxed. Nothing exciting, but it was nice to have some downtime.
Perfect. You're being honest, but not negative. You're saying it was quiet, but you also say it was nice.
Exactly. You don't want to sound like you had a terrible time, even if it was boring.
Right. And honestly, sometimes a boring weekend is exactly what you need.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about one more type, a disaster weekend.
Oh no, when things go wrong?
Yes, this happened to me once. I had planned a perfect weekend, but everything went wrong.
Tell me the story.
Okay, so I bought tickets to a concert on Saturday night. I was so excited. But on Saturday morning, I woke up with a terrible headache.
Oh no.
I thought it would go away, but it got worse. I had to stay in bed all day. I couldn't go to the concert.
That's so disappointing.
It really was. And then on Sunday, I felt better, so I decided to go out for brunch. But my car wouldn't start.
What? That's terrible luck.
I know. I had to call a mechanic, and I spent my whole Sunday dealing with the car.
So what would you say if someone asked about your weekend?
I'd say, Honestly, it was a bit of a disaster. I got sick and missed a concert, and then my car broke down. But hey, at least it's Monday now.
That's a good attitude. You're being honest, but also making light of it.
Exactly. You can share bad news, but try to end with a positive or funny comment.
Okay, Jack, before we continue, I think we need to talk about the mistakes people make when talking about their weekend.
Oh, this is important. I made so many of these mistakes when I was learning English.
Me too. So let's help everyone avoid them. Mistake number 1 is huge, using the wrong tense.
Can you explain this one, Emily?
Sure. Remember, when you talk about your weekend, you're talking about the past. It already happened, so you must use past tense.
So I can't say, I go to the park yesterday, right?
Exactly. That's wrong. You must say, I went to the park yesterday.
What about, I watch a movie on Saturday?
Wrong. It should be, I watched a movie on Saturday. Let me give you the correct versions. Present tense, I go, I see, I eat, I do. Past tense, I went, I saw, I ate, I did.
So, I see my friend becomes I saw my friend. I eat pizza becomes I ate pizza.
Perfect. Now, mistake number 2, forgetting the verb did in questions.
What do you mean?
Okay, if you want to ask someone about their weekend, you can't say, what you do last weekend.
Oh, you need did. What did you do last weekend?
Exactly. Did is the helper verb for past tense questions. Without it, the sentence is wrong.
So, where you go is wrong. Where did you go is correct.
Yes. When you come back is wrong. When did you come back is correct.
This is super important. Always use did in past tense questions.
Mistake number 3, using go to incorrectly.
Okay, I'm confused. What's wrong with go to?
Nothing is wrong with go to, but people often forget it. They say, I went the beach.
Oh, it should be I went to the beach.
Exactly. I went to the park. I went to the movies. I went to my friend's house.
The word to is essential. Don't forget it.
Right, but here's the tricky part. You don't always need to.
What do you mean?
If you say, I went home, you don't need to. It's not, I went to home.
Oh, so I went home is correct, but I went to the store needs to.
Exactly. Home is special, but for most places you need to.
Okay, mistake number 4. Let me share this one. People often confuse fun and funny.
Oh, yes, this is a big one.
Fun means enjoyable, entertaining. Funny means it makes you laugh.
So if you had a great time at the beach, you say it was fun, not it was funny.
Right. Funny is for comedy. The comedian was funny, but the party was fun.
Can you say both?
Yes, the party was fun and funny. That means you enjoyed it and you laughed a lot.
Perfect. Mistake number 5, saying I was boring when you mean I was bored.
We talked about this in our feelings video, but it's worth repeating.
If you say I was boring, you're saying you are a boring person. People don't enjoy your company.
And that's harsh.
I know. So if you did nothing on the weekend, say I was bored, not I was boring.
The movie was boring, so I was bored. The movie is boring, you feel bored.
Exactly. Mistake number 6, mixing up went and gone.
Oh, this one is tricky for learners.
Went is simple past tense. Gone is past participle, and you use it with have.
So, I went to Paris last year is correct, but I have gone to Paris is also correct.
Right, but you can't say, I gone to Paris. That's wrong. You need have with gone.
And you can't say, I have went to Paris. That's also wrong.
Correct. I went or I have gone, not I gone or I have went.
Let me give you some examples. Yesterday, I went to the gym. I have gone to the gym many times.
Perfect. Okay, last mistake. Mistake number 7. Forgetting articles like a or the.
Can you give an example?
Sure. People often say, I saw movie or I went to park.
Oh, it should be, I saw a movie or I went to the park.
Exactly. I read book is wrong. I read a book is correct.
English articles are tricky, but they're important. Don't forget them.
All right, let's do a quick practice. I'll say a sentence and you tell me if it's correct or wrong. Ready?
Ready.
Last weekend, I go to the beach with my family.
Wrong. It should be, I went to the beach with my family.
Correct. Next one. What you did on Saturday.
Wrong. It should be, what did you do on Saturday?
Good. Next. The party was so fun. I had great time.
Almost correct, but it should be, I had a great time. Don't forget the article a.
Excellent. Last one. I have went to that restaurant before.
Wrong. It should be, I have gone to that restaurant before.
Perfect. You got them all. So everyone, remember these common mistakes. They're easy to fix once you know them.
All right, Emily, we've been talking in a pretty casual way, but what if you're talking to your boss or a colleague at work?
Great question. The language changes a little when you're in a formal situation.
How so?
Well, with friends, you might say, hey, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?
Very casual and friendly.
Right. But with your boss or a professional colleague, you'd say, good morning. How was your weekend? Did you have a nice time?
Ah, so a bit more polite and formal.
Exactly. And when you answer, you also adjust your language.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. With friends, you might say, it was awesome. I went to this crazy party and danced all night.
Very casual.
But at work, you'd say, it was very nice, thank you. I attended a friend's celebration and had a pleasant evening.
So you're saying the same thing, but more professionally.
Exactly. You keep the details a bit more appropriate for work.
What if you had a terrible weekend? What do you say at work?
Good question. With friends, you might say, ugh, it was awful. Everything went wrong.
Very honest and emotional.
But at work, you'd say, it was a bit challenging, but I managed. Thank you for asking.
So you stay positive and professional.
Right. You don't complain too much at work. You keep it brief and move on.
What about asking questions? How do you ask your boss about their weekend?
You keep it polite and general. You could say, how was your weekend? I hope you had a chance to relax.
That's nice. You're showing interest, but not being too personal.
Exactly. You don't ask too many details unless they offer them.
What about with close friends? How do you ask them?
With friends, you can be more direct and fun. Hey, what did you get up to this weekend? Anything exciting?
Or even, did you do anything cool? Very casual.
Yes, and friends will give you all the details. They'll tell you everything.
That's true. Sometimes too many details.
Right? Let's practice both. I'll pretend I'm your boss. Good morning, Jack. How was your weekend?
Good morning. It was very nice, thank you. I spent some time with family and did a bit of reading. How about yours?
Perfect. Very professional. Now I'll be your close friend. Yo, Jack, what did you do this weekend, man?
Dude, it was great. I went to this new burger place. The burgers were huge. Then I played video games until 2 a.m. What about you?
Completely different tone. That's exactly right.
So the key is to know your audience. Formal with bosses and colleagues, casual with friends.
And if you're not sure, Start a bit more formal. You can always become more casual later.
Good advice. Now let's talk about vocabulary and useful phrases.
Okay, let's review some really useful weekend vocabulary. Jack, what's another way to say fun?
You can say enjoyable, entertaining, or a good time.
Great. So instead of it was fun, you can say it was enjoyable or I had a good time.
What about the opposite? Instead of boring.
You can say uneventful or quiet or nothing special.
So, my weekend was uneventful sounds more sophisticated than my weekend was boring.
Exactly. Now, instead of busy, what can you say?
You can say hectic, packed, or action-packed.
Perfect. My weekend was hectic means you did many things and had little rest.
What about relaxing? Are there other words?
Yes. Peaceful, restful, chill, or laid back.
So, I had a laid-back weekend is a very natural way to say you relaxed.
Right. Now let's talk about time expressions. These are super important.
Okay, if we're talking about the weekend that just passed, we say,
Last weekend or this past weekend.
and the weekend coming up?
This weekend or this coming weekend or next weekend.
What's the difference between this weekend and next weekend?
Good question. If today is Monday and you're talking about the weekend that's coming in 5 days, you say this weekend.
And next weekend is the one after that?
Exactly. But some people use them differently, so it can be confusing. To be clear, you can say this coming Saturday or Saturday after next.
You can say over the weekend, which means during the weekend. I finished my project over the weekend.
Or on the weekend in British English, or on weekends in American English for regular activities. Right. I usually exercise on weekends.
Now let's talk about useful phrases for describing activities.
Good idea. Instead of always saying I went, you can say I stopped by, I popped into, or I swung by.
Oh, those are more natural. I swung by my friend's place sounds very native.
Yes. Or instead of I stayed home, you can say I hung out at home, or I chilled at home.
What about meeting friends?
Instead of I met my friend, you can say I caught up with my friend, or I hung out with my friend.
These are great. What else?
For eating, instead of I ate at a restaurant, you can say I grabbed dinner, or I got brunch with friends.
Grabbed is so casual and natural.
Exactly. Or I treated myself to a nice meal.
What about entertainment?
Instead of I watched a movie, you can say I caught a movie, or I binge-watched a TV series.
Binge-watched is very popular now.
Yes, it means you watched many episodes in a row.
What about outdoor activities?
I went for a walk can become I took a stroll, or I went for a hike.
I exercised can become I worked out or I hit the gym.
Exactly. These sound much more natural. Let's practice using these in sentences.
Okay, I'll start. This past weekend, I caught up with some old friends and we grabbed dinner at this amazing Italian place.
Perfect. My turn. I had a laid-back weekend. I just chilled at home and binge-watched a new series on Netflix.
Great. One more. Over the weekend, I hit the gym, took a stroll in the park, and treated myself to brunch.
Excellent. Notice how much more natural these sound compared to basic phrases.
This is the difference between sounding like a beginner and sounding fluent.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
All right, Emily, we've covered so much today. Let's do a final practice conversation.
Great idea. I'll ask you about your weekend, and you give me a full, natural answer. Ready?
Ready.
Hey, Jack, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun?
It was pretty good, actually. On Saturday, I met up with some friends for coffee. We caught up and chatted for hours. Then in the evening, I tried this new Thai restaurant downtown. The food was incredible.
Oh, nice. What about Sunday?
Sunday was more relaxed. I slept in, did some laundry, and then binge-watched the new season of that show I told you about. How about you? How was your weekend?
It was great. On Saturday, I went hiking with my sister. The trail was challenging, but the views were breathtaking. Sunday, I just chilled at home, read a book, and meal prepped for the week.
That sounds perfect. A good mix of adventure and relaxation.
Exactly. Okay, everyone, did you notice how natural that sounded? We used past tense, added details, and used the phrases we learned.
Right. We said met up with, caught up, chilled at home, and binge-watched. All very natural.
And we kept the conversation flowing by asking follow-up questions.
Exactly. So let's summarize everything we learned today.
Today, we learned how to talk about your weekend in English. We started with basic questions like, how was your weekend? And simple answers.
Then we explored different types of weekends: busy, relaxing, adventurous, boring, and even disaster weekends.
We covered the most common mistakes people make, like using the wrong tense or forgetting did in questions.
We learned the difference between formal and casual weekend talk, how to speak with your boss versus your friends.
And we practiced useful vocabulary and phrases that make you sound more fluent and natural.
The key takeaway is this: talking about your weekend is one of the most common conversations in English. If you master this, you'll feel so much more confident.
Absolutely. And remember, it's okay to start simple. You don't need to tell a long story. Even, it was good, I relaxed at home, is perfectly fine.
As you get more comfortable, you can add more details and use fancier vocabulary.
Exactly. Practice makes progress.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
Yes, today's question is, what did you do last weekend? Tell us about it in the comments.
Try to use the past tense and maybe one of the new phrases we learned. For example, I caught up with friends, or I binge-watched a series.
Don't worry about making mistakes. We all make them. The important thing is to practice.
We read as many comments as we can, and we love hearing about your weekends. It helps you practice, and it helps us get to know you.
So please, write your answer in the comments. Even one sentence is great.
And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's learning English.
Don't forget to subscribe to English Talk and turn on notifications so you never miss our new lessons.
We have so many more great topics coming up, and we'd love to have you with us.
Thank you so much for watching and practicing with us today. You're all doing an amazing job.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and remember, every conversation is an opportunity to improve.
Until next time, take care.
See you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.